the upper body workout to help my physique go from this to this. Applying the basic principles of progressive overload, compound exercises, and what I feel will work for 99% of natural lifters out there. You don't need 8 exercises, 9, 10 exercises per workout. 4 to 5 movements, progressive overload, compound movements, and you'll grow. Stress recovery, adaptation, repeat. Start off with a bench press, a horizontal pushing flat compound exercise. I picked this because it's very effective. I do prefer the incline barbell press, but most gyms tend to have a flat barbell press more than anything. Dumbbells are great, but they're harder to microload. 2.5 Zatter on each side is perfect for continued steady improvement. I like 4 sets of 4 to 6. That way you can get a moderate to heavyish intensity and not have to push too high up in that rep range and cause tons of metabolic fatigue. Though there are training blocks where I do that, but ideally when you're starting out your first 1 to 2-ish years of lifting, 4 sets of 4 to 6 is perfect. I do have a second day that I do 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 reps using the dumbbells on the flat barbell press or the incline dumbbell press. I said flat barbell press, I meant the incline dumbbell press. A couple of tips on the bench press: make sure you're pulling your scapula back, and if you notice my feet, they're not flared out in front of my knees. That's huge. Keep them under or even slightly tucked behind your knees so you get that leg drive pushing into the ground, and make sure you lower the bar to the sternum. Never press with the bar above the nipple line. It's very important. You want to make sure you're avoiding internal rotation of the shoulders. Keep your elbows tucked. You don't want to be flaring your elbows. It's crucial to have a consistent bar path on every single rep. Once you're able to hit 6 on every single set, being the sets are 4 sets of 4 to 6, increase the weight by 5 pounds the following week and drop the rep range back down to 4. Rinse and repeat. Next up is the weighted chin up, arguably my favorite back exercise through my entire lifting career. Crazy range of motion, obviously making sure that you're coming down to the very bottom. You can microload this however you want. You can use plates, you can use kettlebells like you see me doing here. I do 4 sets of 4 to 6 as well on these. Start with body weight if you haven't done these at all. I start even with a lat pull down if you can't actually pull your own body weight, or the assisted pull up. That's perfectly fine as well. I would say the most important thing in these is coming down to the bottom and getting the maximum stretch at the very bottom. And the fact that you're doing a chin up as opposed to pull up, it's creating that massive stretch on your biceps. And the biggest mistake I see people make on these is they half rep it, kind of like even with the barbell overhead press. People are always half repping it. You gotta get the full range of motion, where when you're pulling up to the very top, you're pulling your scapula together, ideally trying to get your chin over the bar, or at least at the minimum meeting right up to the bar, and coming all the way down to the bottom. That's crucial for hypertrophy. Forget all this half rep shit. Get full range of motion. If you can't get full range of motion, take all the weight off and start with just body weight, or again, like I said, assisted. You need to microload your way up, starting with the full range of motion and finishing with the full range of motion, going from either it being assisted all the way to 80 or even 100 pounds attached. An extremely underrated way to build up your weighted chin up is to start with 0 weight at all. And if you can actually barely even do your own body weight, start with chin up negative. So put a platform like you see where I'm at right now under your feet, jump to the very top with no weight at all, again, just body weight. This is, again, if you can't do any pull-ups or chin-ups at all, jump to the very top and resist the negative all the way down. Jump to the top and do like maybe 4 sets of 3. So you're jumping to the very top and doing a slow negative on the way down. That's 1 rep, and you get all the way up to 3, and you complete that. That's 1 set. Do 2 more sets of that. Over the weeks, maybe add a rep. 4 sets of 4, 4 sets of 5. Once you can do about a good 4 sets of 6 to 8 negatives, chin up negatives, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do 1 full pull-up. So just that eccentric overloading is extremely underrated. I don't see anybody doing that at all. Give it a shot if you're somebody, like I said, who can barely do chin-ups at all with your body weight. If you can just barely get 1, you're somebody who is ready to start doing chin-up negatives. Get to about 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps of chin-up, pure chin-up negatives, and I guarantee you that you'll be able to do 1 full chin-up. Next is the vertical pushing movement, seated dumbbell overhead press. Similar to my bench press, I always keep my elbows tucked. I don't flare them like you see the typical person doing on the dumbbell shoulder press. Look at my feet as well. You notice my feet are flat on the ground and they're pulled behind my knees so that I can get good leg drive. I keep a wider base, and again, as the dumbbells are coming down, I can't talk. I tuck my elbows inward and I turn them slightly outward as they reach the very top. That's totally fine. It's just that you don't want to really be flaring them super wide as you're getting to the very bottom. At least I'm not a fan of it as well. Keep my elbows tucked. I feel like it keeps your shoulders in a more anatomically safe and correct position. And you come up and you flare a little bit at the top. The thing with dumbbells, like I said, is it's hard to micro load, just because if I go from I have 60 pounds here to 65, you think, okay, that's 5 pounds. No, that's 5 pounds more in each arm. So with dumbbells, the loading is a little bit different. If I'm doing 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, maybe I'll do 3 sets of 8 reps first week, 3 sets of 9 reps the second week, and once I go up to 10 reps, then I increase the weight up to those 65s, and then I'll come back down to 8, rinse and repeat. Overall, with dumbbells as opposed to barbell, look at it as I'm going to add reps before I'm going to add weight, simply because I'm forced to usually add 5 pounds to each arm, which is 10 pounds total, meaning I'm going to need more time to adapt to that weight, meaning adding reps is going to be a lot more ideal to give me time for that adaptation, as opposed to being able to add 2.5 pounds on each side of a barbell, and I have an easier adaptation on a week-to-week basis. By the way, if you're enjoying this, hit the like button to let me know that you're enjoying this style of video, and I'll keep providing these for you on a week-to-week basis. And drop a comment below if you're already doing a similar style training routine and whether or not it's working for you. Are you getting progressive overload on a week-to-week basis? And let me know, are you somebody who tracks every single workout like I do, or do you just kind of play it by ear and wing it? Chest supported rows, extremely underrated. Barbell and dumbbell rows are good, but the problem is if you're somebody who trains legs, which you should be training legs, they're going to put an immense stress on your lower back just through static tension and trying to keep your core and everything stable. And that's going to take away from your hip hinge patterns, especially things like conventional deadlifts and definitely things like Romanian deadlifts. So chest supported rows are superior. You're going to be able to get more weight and a higher overload, which means a higher stimulus for muscle hypertrophy, and it's not going to bleed into your leg workout. Last exercise is the dumbbell lateral raise. If you really want that side cap delt look, which is essential for having that overall aesthetic look to your frame, you need to train the isolation. You need to train the side delts separately. 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps with the dumbbells. You can even do these honestly 3 to 4 times per week. This particular exercise, not training shoulders 3 to 4 times per week. 10 to 15, I give myself a wide gap of a rep range just because, again, dumbbells, you need more time to adapt because you're adding 10 pounds to each arm. I hope the video was helpful. Again, 3 most important things: apply the principle of progressive overload, stick to compound movements, and have good technique and form and bar path throughout each rep. If I left anything out, drop a comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.